Hello everyone, I'm Architect Tanya Singhai back with another video another day with, of course, another guest for Learn with Architects. So this is the last episode for this series, and I thought why not to talk to someone who you know but don't know what his journey was. So please welcome our very own Desi Indian Architect, aka Architect Manish Sharma. Hello, how are you?
Hi, it is supposed to be Architect Manish Sharma, aka Desi Indian Architect.
नो प्रॉब्लम.
But yes,
अब
it's a
वैसे भी
very nice.
पीपल नो देसी इंडियन आर्किटेक्ट, फिर उसके बाद मनीष शर्मा, तो आई थॉट व्हाई नॉट इंट्रोड्यूस यू लाइक दैट.
Glad to get to know that. Hi, everyone, and really appreciate the efforts Tanya is putting into all these interview series. And I'm really glad that I'll be sharing a lot of parts of my journeys that maybe you don't know. Most of the things you know, but I'll be glad that if you get to know something and you learn something, and you'll be able to do something.
So पहले तो let us start with your introduction. Please tell us what you are doing right now, apart from encouraging many little architects growing right now. What are you doing right now?
Right now, as in right now. Okay, so I have my own practice, OPM Architect. So currently I'm focusing on that, and also I'm trying different aspects of how I can experiment with the architectural perspective. Currently exploring the metaverse, AI and ML things as well, and also many other things that that kind of जो जिंदा रखती है मेरे अंदर के आर्टिस्ट को. I am just exploring those things as well. So as you know that I run a page Desi Indian Architect where I share all those things continuously. मैं जो करता हूँ बताता रहता हूँ, and सबको ही पता भी रहता है कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ नॉर्मली, क्या नहीं कर रहा हूँ, किस तरीके से अपनी लाइफ में एक्सप्लोर कर रहा हूँ, क्या नहीं करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. So this is what I am. There is a lot behind what I have introduced myself. I feel तुम सारे जान ही जाओगे करते करते इंटरव्यू के बीच. Yeah, so this is what I am currently.
What actually I feel is you cannot judge or comment about something until and unless you've faced it or you feel it. So even if you're sharing memes about architecture on your page, there is definitely a story behind every post, because I think कि अगर एक पेन उठा के यहाँ से वहां भी रखा उसके पीछे भी कोई मीम बन रहा है ना, तो वो एक स्टोरी है. It itself is a story. So I just want to know, actually everyone wants to know, what was your journey in your architecture school? How did you landed up into architecture? First tell us that.
uh, uh, I never wanted to become an architect actually. I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer, and somehow I prepared myself from the very first starting. When you realize that what you gonna be, तब से start कर लिया था मैंने मुझे क्या बनना है. So I think in 6th standard I was pretty much clear that what I will become, because when I was, I think, 2-3 year old, my mother gifted me one comic book, and the title was मैं क्या बनूंगा. So on the every page there was a different chapter, and the guy who was in the comic used to think, and there used to be only one line, that my father is an engineer, I feel I'll become a good engineer. Then when you turn the next page, I feel my grandfather used to be an architect, so I think I'll become a good architect. So every single page you used to turn, there used to be a new journey and new perspective. And when we are onto that age, 2-3 साल का जब बच्चा होता है, जो वो पेज टर्न करता है, वो सिंगल लाइन बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट करती है, and he actually lives that entire journey before turning up the next page. तो वो जो एक मैं क्या बनूंगा, मैं इंजीनियर बनूंगा, used to be for me for the entire day. I used to feel like an engineer for the entire day, and used to do things that I feel an engineer might be doing at that present time. So the last page, I remember, I still have that book. The last page was my uncle is an aeronautical engineer, and I'll become an aeronautical engineer. So I just searched about it a lot. That time Google वगैरह access होता नहीं था, बहुत पहले की बात है. So I asked a lot many people, and many of them actually advised that it's nothing but you fly aeroplanes, you can fly rockets, and you can design rockets and airplane as well. So that actually made my mind very clear that what I'm gonna be. And then from that particular time only, धीरे धीरे journey grow होती गई, and whatsoever came in that particular path of me getting that particular thing of becoming an aeronautical engineer, I actually picked up every single point. So I remember 10th के बाद में, right? So and मैं बहुत notorious था starting से, बहुत ज़्यादा notorious था, बहुत ज़्यादा चलाते थे. And I remember my teacher used to say that, you know, they're gonna remember only two people in the classroom, one who's very notorious, one who's the topper. And unfortunately मैं दोनों था. So बहुत ज़्यादा famous भी था उन चीज़ों के कारण. And बहुत competitions लेता था मैं लोगों से. Like I used to be very competitive with people कि लोगों के साथ में कितना competition होना चाहिए, कैसे मुझे कितने लेवल तक क्या करना है कि मैं कुछ अचीव कर पाऊँ. So 10th के बाद में when everyone was thinking that what they gonna do, I think IIT का hope था, बहुत ज़्यादा hype था, तो सब उसके पीछे जा रहे थे. I decided that, you know, physics mathematics तो लेना है, chemistry math तो लेना है, लेकिन not for the IIT. And when everyone used to raise their hand that कौन IIT में जाएगा, I used to be like मेरे को IIT में नहीं जाना, I'm gonna do something with aeronautical engineering only. And then suddenly some of the medical reasons I somehow made through it as well. Somehow I got that thing as well. But few of the medical reasons I couldn't do that. But that time my brother actually advised me to give that AIEEE exam that used to be there. Architecture में. And I got good rank in both of the exam, but I got I think 234 AIR in architecture. But I was not clear कि मुझे आर्किटेक्चर करना है. एंड आई नेवर हर्ड अबाउट आर्किटेक्चर एक्चुअली. सो व्हेनेवर आई यूज्ड टू सी एनी बिल्डिंग, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वाज नॉट फैसिनेटेड एट ऑल टुवर्ड्स एनी ऑफ द बिल्डिंग्स. मैं कोई फैसिनेशन नहीं था कि कोई बिल्डिंग कैसे बन रही है, उसका फसाड कैसा है. एंड एवरी सिंगल थिंग दैट यू नो एन इलिटरेट गाय यू नो माइट से आफ्टर सीइंग अ बिल्डिंग, कोई स्टोन क्लैडिंग चीप सा लगा दिया तो बोलता है बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है भाई, मजा आ गया. सो आई यूज्ड टू बी दैट पर्सन, ये क्या शानदार मकान बनाया, ठीक है. एंड फॉर मी the people who used to design a house used to be the elder people of the family. So वही डिजाइन करते होंगे, that the common perception till 12th, right? Common perception कि वो डिजाइन करते होंगे and ठेकेदार आके बना देता होगा, right? And for the bigger buildings there might be the team of engineers and many other people, but I never had, because मैं जाना नहीं चाहता तो I never thought about that. So because of rank and everything, and then because of my ego, or you can say that you know, zeal कि मेरे को वही करना है, I did not fill up any single counseling form of any college, ठीक है, कि मेरे को नहीं करना है. Somehow when you know वो पूरा सपना एकदम चूर चूर हुआ, so I became something like कि मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं क्या करूँगा लाइफ में, क्या नहीं करूँगा. So I remember very clearly that my mother actually made my cousin run behind me every single time कि मैं कुछ करूँ, कर ना लूँ खुद को, क्योंकि एकदम से सपना क्रैश हुआ, लाइक ऐसे कि. बट आई यूज्ड टू वेरी नॉर्मल रहता था. दे यूज्ड टू कि इतना नॉर्मल क्यों है, इतना सब कुछ हो गया इसके साथ में, कि ये कुछ ऐसा डिप्रेशन में तो नहीं जा रहा है. देन आई टुक आर्किटेक्चर, मतलब मैंने कॉलेज में एडमिशन ले ही लिया. एंड एक और इसमें इंसिडेंट है, नाटक का एग्जाम हुआ करता था, राइट? यू रिमेंबर दैट? या. सो नाटक का एग्जाम में देने गया था, तो नाटक एग्जाम से पहले व्हेन द प्रोफेसर आस्क्ड मी दैट डू यू रियली वांट टू बिकम एन आर्किटेक्ट, वो काउंसलिंग करते हैं ना. मैंने बोला मुझे, तो फिर नाटक एग्जाम क्यों दे रहे हो? मैंने, मेरे घर वाले चाहते हैं मैं इसलिए दे रहा हूँ. बोला कि आप पहले 30 दिन का कोचिंग करना पड़ेगा और फिर आपका इतना प्रोसेस रहेगा, फिर आप इसको क्लियर कर सकते हो, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. मैंने कहा फॉर्म भरो, क्या इसका डीडी वीडी बनता है, वो डीडी लो. एग्जाम का नेक्स्ट डेट क्या है? तो इज लाइक एग्जाम का नेक्स्ट डेट 4 days के बाद में. मैंने कहा वो डेट दो. 4 days के बाद में एग्जाम देने गया. लिटरली आई वाज नॉट कैरिंग एनी सिंगल थिंग, जस्ट अ पेंसिल, बिकॉज आई सॉ फ्यू ऑफ द एग्जाम, प्रीवियस एग्जाम की पेंसिल बहुत कंपलसरी है. I took pens and color pens from the girl sitting very next to me कि मुझे एक बार दे दे. तो वैसे मैं नाटक एग्जाम दिया था. Fortunately I think I made 112. उस टाइम बहुत ज्यादा था, 112 स्कोर होना.
112.
Used to be like hype होता था कि बहुत ज्यादा
112 out of 200 is a very good score.
हाँ उस टाइम पे, मतलब अभी भी नहीं आते हैं लोगों के. 79 में आई थिंक पास होते हैं, आई थिंक, आई फील उस
80
टाइम पे.
marks is the passing and
So I, तो मेरे वो 112 आ गए. एंड देन इवन द प्रोफेसर एक्चुअली वाज यू नो शॉक्ड कि मतलब जिसने लिया था कि यार कर लिया, अब तो यही कर ले, तो इसी के लिए बना होगा. आई वाज स्टिल, आई नेवर वांटेड टू डू दैट. फिर उसके बाद में माय ब्रदर फोर्स्ड मी दैट एटलीस्ट गो, एक बार जाके तो देख, कॉलेज जाके तो देख, कॉलेज में तेरा हो गया. लिटरली आई इवन नेवर न्यू दैट नाटा के स्कोर पे भी काउंसलिंग से कॉलेजेस ले सकते हो.
हाँ.
यू नो, मेरे को वो भी नहीं पता था. मैं जिस कॉलेज में नाटक एग्जाम देने गया था, मैं उसी में एडमिशन ले लिया. ठीक है, 112 स्कोर के बाद में भी आई
What
कुड हैव इवन
college have you studied from?
इज फैकल्टी ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर प्लानिंग जेएनयू. सो आई
अच्छा.
जस्ट थॉट कि बस इसमें है, अब मेरे को ये नहीं करना है, मैं भागूंगा यहाँ से, इसमें मेरे को एडमिशन ले लेना है. थ्रू काउंसलिंग में उनको इंटरनल प्रोसेस पता होता है कॉलेजेस को, काउंसलिंग में
हाँ.
वो डाल देंगे उस रैंक में इसको ये मिल जाएगा. इवन दी लाइक जो टाइम पे आई हैव हर्ड दैट फ्यू ऑफ द पीपल हैव गॉट सेप्ट एज वेल इन 108 स्कोर. उस
हाँ.
टाइम पे मतलब 2010.
अच्छा.
सो मैंने काउंसलिंग वगैरह कुछ भरा नहीं. बट फर्स्ट डे व्हेन आई वेंट टू द आर्किटेक्चर स्कूल, देन आई डिसाइड नहीं, मेरे को आर्किटेक्चर ही करना है. लॉट ऑफ ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल्स, बहुत बार
Oh
हाइट्स
my
था.
God.
फिर आई मेड अप माई माइंड. पहले दिन कॉलेज गया, माई पेरेंट्स वर थिंकिंग कि मैं भाग जाऊंगा, बट आई एक्चुअली स्टेड. व्हेन आई केम बैक होम आई टोल्ड देम ठीक है मैं आर्किटेक्चर कर लेता हूँ, कोई इशू नहीं. So that is how I came into architecture. But I used to be a person like if I'm doing something, currently if I'm doing something, I'll make sure that it happens perfectly. So I've
Hmm.
decided that in architecture, then that अगर मैं इसमें हूँ तो for sure मैं बहुत कुछ अच्छा करके निकलूंगा. And
Hmm.
that made the medalist and the topper of the entire batch as well. So maybe that particular thing I really like about me. But once I'm into something,
Hmm.
I'll either achieve or kind of try to somehow touch that node कि
Hmm.
डिससेटिस्फैक्शन ना हो मन के अंदर. और ऐसे बहुत सारे इंसिडेंट्स हैं कि कई बार कुछ चीजें छूटते हुए भी मुझे वापस मिली हैं, बिकॉज आई somehow thought I feel I have that kind of sixth sense, or you can say the kala jadoo thing, that if I believe or I think about something, for sure I'll get it, for sure.
That is really nice. Also, that you already thought कि डिजाइनिंग में ही जाना है, चाहे एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग हो या आर्किटेक्चर. सो द
No, no,
डिजाइनिंग पार्ट इज
no,
कमिंग,
no,
नो?
never, never into this. Because I used to feel that ये क्या प्रोफेशन हुआ, घर के बूढ़े बुजुर्ग डिजाइन करते हैं, उसमें why do you. But then I went into that. But yeah, and one more thing I remember, when I was actually searching about architecture, I searched about the best architect in the entire world. Like
Hmm.
if you are doing architecture, I just thought that I should match up that level. So I searched about the best architect, and the first picture that came before giving the NATA exam was of Zaha Hadid, right?
Oh.
एंड मैंने उसी का पिक्चर देखा था, उसी के प्रोजेक्ट देखे थे. आई थॉट दैट अगर बनना है तो ऐसा बनना है, लाइक समहाउ. एंड वही आर्किटेक्ट तब से लेके और लास्ट तक वही आइडल बनी रही. एंड देन आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड काइंड ऑफ प्रेइंग और following what she used to do. I even visited each of like most of her buildings in different countries, because
Hmm.
she became my craze kind of thing. So that is how, like, if you give me a task, I'll just search about that who has done this task in the best manner, and then
Hmm.
I'll start doing that. So maybe that made me somehow crazy about architecture then. कि हाँ मेरी जर्नी क्या थी. एंड देन कॉलेज का तो पूछो मत, मतलब एवरी सिंगल मीम दैट आई शेयर लिटरली, इट्स नॉट लाइक आई क्रिएट ईच ऑफ देम. आई हैवंट क्रिएटेड, सारे मैंने नहीं बनाए. फ्यू ऑफ देम आर फ्रॉम सम अदर पेजेस एज वेल,
Hmm.
not of architecture but from engineering or some other pages. But I somehow found that it is relatable to me. And you live the same journey. If you're in an architecture school, every single thing that you share, I feel that would be relatable to someone else. That is how
Hmm.
this
Of
page works.
course. Of
Yeah.
course. Talking about visiting many countries, you have represented India somewhere. So,
Yeah, I
what
represented
is that journey?
that one. Okay, so that has a story as well. So when I told that I used to take competitions very seriously. So
Hmm.
when everyone to raise their hand in the school कि हमको IIT बॉम्बे में जाना है, right? So why did it came? If I'm raising my hand, there is a that's AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Okay. So when they used to raise their hand that they wanted to go in the IIT and clear the IIT GAE, so the
Hmm.
teacher actually harassed me because when I was in till my 8th standard, I did not know Hindi, I did not know English, a single word. I used to speak Marwadi only because I studied
Oh,
in an ashram.
okay.
So immediately in ninth class, I came to Jaipur, and that was my first experience with Hindi and English.
Hmm.
तो मेरे को बहुत मार पड़ती थी हर टीचर से, बिकॉज आई यूज टू से क्वाइट. एग्जाम में टॉप करता था, लेकिन मैं नाम भी नहीं बताता था बिकॉज मेरे मुंह से मारो नाम ही निकलेगा फॉर श्योर, राइट। क्योंकि मैं बहुत छोटा सा एक विलेज है चूरू के अंदर, ताल छापर, इफ यू सर्च अबाउट इट
Yes, I
हैज द,
know.
या यू नो राइट। सो मैं वहीं पे, मेरी पैदाइश है वहीं पे, मेरी पढ़ाई वढ़ाई है, तो वी डोंट बिलोंग टू देयर, माय मॉम एंड डैड वर पोस्टेड देयर, सो आई स्टडीड देयर ओनली, एंड पूरा मेरा वहीं का एजुकेशन था, एंड नन ऑफ द पर्सन वुड बी स्पीकिंग हिंदी और इंग्लिश। वी वी यूज्ड टू हेट इंग्लिश बिकॉज हमको मतलब बेसिकली वी वर इन द आश्रम स्कूल, सो हमको ये सिखाया जाता था लाइक इंग्लिश इज नॉट आवर लैंग्वेज एंड वी शुड नॉट स्पीक दैट, सो आई couldn't, then I was good in Marwari.
Hmm.
So बहुत पता था। अब ये सारी जर्नी चलती रही, and later on when faculty actually realized that this is the only guy who's actually topping in each of the class, 95% से above आ रहे हैं इसके, और ये मार खा रहा है बिकॉज ये बोलता नहीं, लिखता सही है लेकिन बोलेगा नहीं। तो दैट इज हाउ यूज्ड टू बी। सो जब हाथ वाथ वो खड़ा करते थे, सो मेरे को तब भी इतना सुनने को मिलता था कि यार मतलब तेरे कोई ड्रीम ही नहीं, कोई एम्बिशन नहीं है, यू डोंट वांट टू डू एनीथिंग, एवरीवन इज डूइंग आईआईटी, एंड यू सो लाइक why that I should do IIT, why that I should go in IIT. But then that kind of saturation point, that kind of saturation point came in my life. I actually felt that कुछ हो ना हो, I'll be going in the IIT for sure, कैसे भी जाऊं, and that actually came alive. And you know what, there is an interesting fact that none of from my batch of that school batch went into the IIT, right? None
Oh.
of the, सब कोई नहीं गया, हाँ कोई नहीं गया. So I actually joined an architectural firm. I applied for Sanjay Puri Architects, right? Uh, like after I came back from Germany, I applied for Sanjay Puri Architects, and then I think I worked there for 11 days, and then I also won one competition called Reinventing Gwalior in mm, 2016, the 17, 2017 or 16, I don't remember clearly. That time I was working in Sanjay Puri, and then somehow they, got that vibe. When they called me that why do you want to work under Sanjay Puri Architects, I actually told them that the mail ID you have provided is wrong. I also applied for my internship, and it's actually wrong till now. Yeah, it's actually wrong till now. I actually wanted to work there, but the mail ID was wrong, so I couldn't work. So now that I'm frustrated because that I'm following that path, that whenever I want something, I actually get it. So now that is the answer I gave, and the interviewer was Ruchika Gupta, and she is the most famous, or you can say senior most associate of Sanjay Puri. So she asked me that particular question, and that's all. And then she told me that we'll be sending you the joining letter and everything. You come because 3 साल से तू चाह रहा है आने के लिए यहाँ पर, तो तू यहाँ पर आ जा. And then I worked, but they somehow got that point that I am a guy who actually is run behind opportunities. If I'll get something good, I'll leave that as well. So and I told them that I won a competition and I'll be going to Gwalior. So I won't be coming for 3 days because I need to catch the train, go take the award, then come back. And then she told me that you are not coming back, right? And then I'll be sure because I got Sanjay and that time nothing was happening. And then suddenly I got a call while I was traveling in the train. I got a call from Rahul Gore. He's the principal architect of Apolis Architects. It's a big firm. If I give you an example like who he is, the Amravati competition, right? So they in together with Fumihiko Maki won the competition for that thing. So most of the buildings that you see of the Fumihiko Maki in India, Rahul Gore and him together have designed. So somehow I tried in that particular architect as well, that in the previous time. So they did not, they missed my application or something like that in the Fumihiko Maki associate, which is in Japan. So they might have transferred, I don't know the internal thing, they might have transferred that portfolio to Rahul Gore. And in the train, I got a call that Manish, I looked at your portfolio and I did not recognize that who's calling. Then suddenly, like, I'm Rahul Gore from Apolis, and I knew him very well that he's a damn big shot. And he himself was calling, so I was, and the network was not catching. So I told him to WhatsApp me everything what he's saying because I'm in the train. So he literally messaged me entire thing that this is the thing, and like we did not check the portfolio and all, but we found that you are the person who can actually work for the development of the Amravati thing, because we are planning for the officers housing development that could be moved. So once the project is done, the entire lot could be removed or shifted to somewhere else for the next development project. So I was really interested in those kind of things. I was in the seventh, like ninth cloud, or you can say anything. So I replied them that what I need to do. Then they were telling me that, you need to apply for the IIT Bombay as a research associate. If you get through that, then we'll be giving the entire opportunity of designing one house that would be under MNRE and HRD ministry, and government of India would be taking care of that. I applied in the IIT. And while going in the train, I applied in the IIT. While I reached, I actually checked my application, all everything. I got a call, on the second day, and the call was from IIT Bombay only, and that was an interview call. So I took that interview call, I gave the interview, and then very next day I got the confirmation that, I got selected for the IIT Bombay as a research associate in energy science and engineering. And then from Gwalior only, I mailed Sanjaypuri Architects that my life is that the mail I still have. Life is all about opportunities, and I got the bigger one. I feel like that's the best thing that I can do. And then I got a call from one of the friend who used to work in Sanjaypuri that यहाँ पे हड़कम मच गया है कि लड़के ने मना आया नहीं करके. So ऐसा करके वो सब कुछ cancel हुआ, and then I made through the IIT thing, and then the China thing, the representation thing, that I got the post of architectural and design head for Team Shunya. And the team, they were designing the solar powered sustainable zero energy waste and zero carbon footprint house for India. That house has to be built in India, tested for each and every criteria, and then entire house has to be shifted to China for the competition, for the exhibition, the biggest exhibition, जिस जो अब तक किसी ने देखा होगा. एंड वहां पर उस हाउस का फिर से टेस्ट होना था हर तरीके से, एंड देन countries wise जो भी जिसका बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस होता उसका
So that was basically built here in India and then
built
moved to China.
Yeah,
Okay.
In parts, like then obviously कि पूरा का पूरा मोबाइल होना चाहिए, उसकी जो ज्वेलरी होनी चाहिए वैसी होनी चाहिए कि स्टूडेंट्स ही बना सके. And it was not small, it was 1800 square feet villa. So and then also we proposed that house to each of the government. Even that time HRD Minister Piyush Goyal came to IIT Bombay. He saw the house and he actually asked us to design like almost 1500 or 2000 like those kind of houses, so they can be actually get to the Amravati or any of the development project. Like officers कर रहे हैं, यूज करें, एनर्जी कंजप्शन है नहीं, वो ग्रिड को ही एनर्जी पास करें, एंड देन फिर आज भी आपका डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है वहां पे उसको शिफ्ट कर दें, काइंड ऑफ थिंग, ताकि मतलब ये रीयूज होता रहे उसमें ईच ऑफ द मटेरियल. And that journey was very much fascinating because while in the college, if we want to, let's say, like if we want to buy any Tata Steel or something like that, then what we gonna do? We'll go to the vendor, right? In that particular platform, if we are dealing with the Tata Steel, we met Ratan Tata. If we are dealing with the Aerocon panels, we actually met Srinivasan, right? So actually met those people. We met Nandan Nilekani, we met Piyush Goyal. So we never used to meet vendors or distributors. We used to meet MDs and CEOs of the companies for the sponsorship. So that was a very fascinating part. I was in a kind of fantasy that what I'm doing is the best thing in the world. I was in IIT. I was doing the best thing. I went to China on the paid trips, right? And the atmosphere were amazing. And I actually interacted with most of the people from different countries. And they were not normal people. They were all the brilliant minds from each of the countries, right? So I went for the different meetings where only 2 people are or 3 people are coming from one country, let's say Canada, you can say China, you can say Turkey. Like, so 2 people are coming from Turkey. Obviously, they'll be the brilliant mind of that particular country in designing a house, right? In designing execution. And then also, we were the only 2 architects handling the team of almost 40 engineers, right? So it was a damn good collaboration of how you can actually merge architecture with engineering, right? And it to be the best each and every platform, because it's not about one single test. there would be the air quality test, there would be, your performance test, how much light you are consuming, how much light you are providing to the grid, you know. So that is why I actually learned. I feel that I did not learn much in my architecture college. I learned much, more than that, while interacting with the people, while, grabbing each of the opportunity that I got in my path. Yeah, so that was a journey behind representing India on a platform.
On such a big platform, and also getting appreciation from the Honorable Prime Minister of our country.
Yeah.
That is something really great. So when I came to know about that you're doing this, so I have been following you since then. So I've seen that journey. So I've seen when you shared those posts, you used to share the stories about all that. So that was really good. And I was so keen talking to you about this right now is because of the journey that you've lived. So this is something which I guess every architect should learn, and learn to grab the opportunity in the right time. You just have to search for good opportunities and just grab it, no matter thinking कि यार मैं कर पाऊंगा या नहीं, या मैं कर पाऊंगी या नहीं. Just feel the confidence in yourself. If you would have not felt that confidence, how you would have resigned Sanjay Puri Architects in just 10 or 11 days?
It was, kind of goosebump moment for me as well, because while I was typing that message, मैं shiver कर रहा था, because I was just, you are very young, right? You just feel that he's so big, his one message can destroy your entire career, something like that. But he's so nice, and अगर मैं बोलूँ तो मैं actually उसकी personality से भी fascinated था. When I first saw him, मैं पहले दिन जब गया ही था, so वहां पर एक staircase है. So I used to be, just in front of Sanjay Puri's cabin. Ruchika used to sit there. So I was just looking कि मैं कब देख पाऊंगा to the architect. I actually dreamed कि मैं एक बार मिलूंगा उनसे. And in the lunch time, मैं उस छोटी सी staircase पे खड़ा था. There is a parametric staircase in the office. So वहां पर पीछे से आवाज आई, अरे रास्ता तो सर आ रहे हैं. And मैं सुन नहीं रहा था, मैं दूसरी तरफ मुंह करके था, पीछे वो खड़े थे. You won't believe, yellow shoes, damn nice jeans,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah, and an amazing t-shirt, and Rolex, or I don't know which watch he was wearing. And good person. मैं देखता रह गया. I was like कि अगर मैं ये पहन के घूमूं भी तो लोग मुझे कुछ भी बोलेंगे, but he is wearing that and he is looking damn handsome in that. So that was the first moment I actually saw him, and he used to just sketch all day. पूरे sketching के बाद में he used to call people, and that was the 10 days journey that I remember. I actually wanted to work more, but life is all about opportunities, and I
And
felt
you
like
grabbed the best one. I'm sure you will, and I wish that you will work with Sanjay Puri someday, maybe
I
very
never
soon,
want
that
to.
you can collab and work with him, because he is genuinely a great person. If you just sit and see the social media account of that person, you will be fascinated कि ये बंदा तो बस sketch ही करता रहता है. You will just get lost in those sketches only.
You are from Jaipur, right?
Actually, I'm not from Jaipur, but I have been in Jaipur from a quite long now.
ऐसी journeys भी हैं where I actually tell people that you should learn to say no. So वो opportunities actually मेरे को ये पूरी journey पे लेके गए. I cannot forget that guy, because not in the sense of forget that guy in the revenge manner, because I actually have a kind of respect for him. I joined one architect in Jaipur. I won't take the name, right? He's a big shot, right? So I joined that person. And then before that also, I met many of the people. I told them what I feel, what vision I have, and those used to be the the biggest architects of Jaipur as well. And few of them actually replied also that you go carry on with that, and when you return, we'll be actually taking you in our design team or something like that. We can sponsor you as well. But I never cared about that. And then there was one architect, because he was paying the highest in Jaipur. So, and that I got to know from my friend who was in MNIT, that he's paying the highest, somewhere around 25,000. Yeah. So I actually went to give my interview there. And then there is a story also. His wife took my thesis jury, एंड बहुत ड्रामा हुआ था बिकॉज थीसिस जूरी देते टाइम पे उसकी उनकी जो वाइफ थी उन्होंने बोल दिया था कि देख इतना काम नहीं हो सकता एक सिंगल पर्सन से 6 मंथ्स में, एयरपोर्ट तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं, सो ये कॉपीड है। एंड उसी टाइम से मैंने उनको बोल दिया था, मैंने कहा कि मैं एक वर्ड भी नहीं बोलूंगा, यू जस्ट राइट कॉपीड हियर एंड देन आई फिनिश माय जूरी। शी वाज ऑन हर पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट कि ये हो नहीं सकता सिंगल पर्सन वर्क। मैंने बोला आप इस पे कॉपीड लिख दो, दैट्स व्हाट रेस्ट आई विल सी। She did not sign my that booklet as well that you present, right? That story book of the thesis. What you call that thing? Thesis booklet, something like that. She didn't sign that. And my dean and HOD, they came and told that इसने एक एक लाइन हमारे सामने खींची. He used to be the guy जिसको हमने मना कर दिया था एयरपोर्ट मत ले, but he was so much fascinated towards like क्योंकि एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग नहीं कर पाया तो इसको कुछ एयरपोर्ट से तो यही उसका, तो वो टाइम पे मना कर दिया था। एंड देन आई वाज लाइक ड्रैगिंग देम कि ये भी है करके। एंड माय जूरी आई थिंक इट ऑलमोस्ट टुक 3 आवर्स, समवेयर अराउंड 3 आवर्स ऐसे करते करते कि करना है नहीं करना है। एंड देन बहुत लड़ाई होगी, फिर डीन एचओडी आए, उन्होंने बोला कि जो जूरर थे उनको भी कि आप नहीं करना चाहते मत करो, वी हैव सीन दिस गाइस जर्नी एंड व्हाट ही हैज डन एंड आई रियली कि they believed in me. And actually my thesis juror did not sign, external juror did not sign my report, they signed my report कि हम sign कर देते हैं। I topped the thesis and so his like her husband actually was paying highest in Jaipur I feel for the fresh architect. So I went there and I made sure कि मैं चेहरा अलग कर लूं या फिर मैं छुपा लूं to have curly hair and like that. So I went there and उसने मेरे को एक चीज बोली that पहले तो ऑफिस बहुत suffocated था and then he told me one thing that there won't be any leave and there would be only leave when someone dies because that is unpredictable. Rest शादी ब्याह सब पहले से प्री प्लान्ड होते हैं, तो तुम एकदम से सडन बोलोगे तो लीव नहीं मिलेगी, ऐसे वर्क करना है और यही एक तरीका है मेरे ऑफिस में काम करने का। आई केम आउट, I went back inside and I told him that I am not working with you and then I came back again. And फिर आने के बाद में that made me apply for the Sanjaypuri Architects at that time कि अब मैं संजयपुरी में करूँगा. I am not caring about money now. He is paying less, but again you are working with the brand. Then I applied for and then the entire journey started. Like it was a dream come true. Like every single chain who connect हो के I feel it made my whole path कि मेरे को कहाँ पे जाना है. And then throughout the thing I never left Desi Indian Architect. I never felt that.
Why do I feel that? I guess I know who you're talking about. जिस तरह से आपने बोला ना लीव्स नहीं मिलेंगी वो तो I guess I know who he is because the tone is same.
Maybe we can discuss.
Of course, husband wife both are architects. Also, when you talk about Jaipur, I have been working in Jaipur for quite a while now, and जब भी मैं जयपुर से कहीं बाहर जाती हूँ या whenever I go back to my hometown and my fellow architects or people literally ask, अच्छा तू तो ना वैसे बड़े बड़े वाले घर डिजाइन करती होगी ना, बड़ा जिसमें वरांडा होता है और होता है, एंड आई लिटरली लाफ कि नहीं, राजस्थान में इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि ऐसे घर बन रहे हैं छज्जे और ये सब बन रहा है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो समथिंग विच आई वॉन्ट टू डिस्कस. इफ यू कैन टेल पीपल कि आप जो कॉलेज में पढ़ते हो उससे रियलिटी प्रैक्टिस कितना डिफरेंट होता है.
It's completely different, but I feel currently that whatever you are practicing in your college, you can actually utilize that. Because currently there are many aspects to architecture that you can explore. Honestly, if I explain your question, right, then it is completely opposite to what we study in architecture. Like we stadiums, airports, museums, residences for artisans, residences for art lovers and poets and prime minister, something like that. And when we join office, there would be someone telling me that hey, toilet ka section सीधा नहीं काटा, kind of that thing. Because stair ka section काटो, toilet ka section काटो, like that. So that actually used to make me feel really embarrassed that what real world is giving is completely opposite than what we actually learned. And I used to feel as well that if this entire field is in such a way only, then why the colleges are not teaching what we are about to get in the future, right? Because it would take every person is different, right? You might have some different aspect to architecture. I might leave architecture after 1 year. You might continue, might get an airport, right?
हाँ.
मैं कुछ भी है ना, मेरे को कुछ ना मिले, मैं टॉयलेट डिजाइन करता रहूँ, कुछ भी किसी के साथ भी, इट्स अनप्रिडिक्टेबल, राइट? इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि मेरे को टारगेट सेट हो गया, मुझे इतना जनरेट करना है, तो मैं उसके आगे बढ़ता हूँ या नहीं बढ़ता हूँ, दैट इज ऑन मी. अब उस पर्टिकुलर चीज में इट इज ऑन द कॉलेजेस कि वो किस तरीके से माइंड बिल्डअप करें, ताकि जब एकदम से जब रियल वर्ल्ड में उतरें तो सडन शॉक ना लगे. बिकॉज आई हैव एक्चुअली met many people who did not do architecture are more successful than the people who actually invested their 5 years in the architecture, and now they are mentally harassed and maybe depressed that what the hell they are doing with their lives right now. And the guy, like the guy you met who maybe did not do architecture and doing really well, my very good friend in Hyderabad, actually he just passed 10th class, and he is doing better than I feel many of the biggest architect in India, right? He's earning more than that. So because he, from the 10th only, he knew that what his capabilities are and how much education he get. So he saved what he, could spend in his education. He invested that money in
Into
getting few
his
of
business, of
with that
course.
money of, right, his
हाँ.
status, actually hired few of the architects to work for him. And at that time, the economical growth of the architects, and maybe not in the previous time, actually currently also, the economical growth of the architects are very poor, I feel. It's
True.
very poor. So they know the trick that the diploma guys, or you can say, they know the trick that if you know offer 15 to 20,000 to any graduate architect, he'll come for you for sure, right? And then you can get your work done in any of the way, right? So basically, the colleges should teach the business, not the detailing. They should teach the business. That's what I used to feel. And when I got to know that particular scenario, that you can say that black hole or that kind of thing, कि इसके बीच में actually में है क्या, then I realized, okay, it's very easy to make money in architecture. Then I realized, तो बहुत different है. अब एकदम से अगर शॉक नहीं लेना है, सो पहले से माइंड मेडअप करना चालू कर दो. वो सब चीजों के लिए होता है. मैनी पीपल आस्क मी कि मास्टर्स करूं, प्रैक्टिस करूं, ये करूं, वो करूं. इट्स जस्ट अबाउट दैट हाउ यू हैव मेड अप योर माइंड. आई हैव सीन मैनी पीपल, दे हैव डन मास्टर्स, spent almost 40 lakhs more, then they were kicked out from the other country, came back to India, and then again struggling at the same phase. Because in this particular field, especially in the art field, I'm talking about the scenario which used to be. Currently, if you just pick one loop, अब एक लूप अब जो नया चल रहा है वो पकड़ोगे, तो यू माइट नॉट फील डिप्रेस्ड. अगर तुम आगे जाते हो तो बहुत आगे निकल जाओगे. मैं उस वे की बात कर रहा हूँ जिससे हम जी के आए हैं, राइट? कि अगर आप पेड़ से एक ब्रांच को तोड़ दोगे, सो वो सूखेगी, आप उसको वापस से किसी भी तरीके से नहीं उगा सकते हो, आप चाहे कितना इगोस्टिक हो, आपके पास में कितना भी पैसा हो. इन सिमिलर मैनर, अगर आप प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं है कि आप टूटने वाले हैं, क्योंकि आप फॉर श्योर टूटेंगे आफ्टर 5 years,
हाँ.
आप प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं, आप जल्दी सूख जाएंगे. सो
True.
बी प्रिपेयर्ड. समटाइम ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप वापस से आपके हरे पत्ते लग जाएं, आप लाल पत्ते जनरेट कर काइंड ऑफ दैट, सो वो शौक के लिए प्रिपेयर एक्चुअली कॉलेजेस को करना चाहिए. एंड देयर आर मेनी अदर थिंग्स एज वेल जो मेरे को फील होती है कि इंटर्नशिप पे, इंटर्न्स को नहीं, कॉलेजेस को आर्किटेक्ट्स को पे करना चाहिए इंटर्नशिप देने के लिए. दैट इज द रीजन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इंटर्न्स आर हैरेस्ड, बिकॉज दे आर लेस पेड, they work more, and the people who train them, they also feel depressed because they'll be just for 6 months, and after 6 months the asset they have created would be going
Would be
back
going
to
to,
the
of
college,
course.
and not possible that, very less possibilities that he might come back, right? So yeah, these are the things. And then also our organization is damn amazing. Council of Architects is damn amazing that you can just so I think there is a new term like metaverse, right? So everything is imaginary. You can put a lot of money, there are less chances. Like only if you get the spot, then only you can get the real feel of that particular thing. The similar manner, this COA is in a kind of metaverse, right? Very less possibilities that you get something positive from it. So I feel that.
There are so many things going around which are not legal or which are not meant to be, but is going, and CEO is taking zero actions against that. A story
Because it's not
behind
the
this. A story
yeah, tell
behind
me.
this. I got a client, and सब कुछ डिस्कस, हाँ यहाँ पर ये हो सकता है, वहाँ वो हो सकता है, ऐसे प्लान होगा, ऐसे बनेगा. एंड देन फाइनली व्हेन ही आस्क्ड फॉर द कोटेशन, आई गिव द कोटेशन. एंड अबाउट माय कंसल्टेंसी फीस ही सेड, आप इतना ज्यादा क्यों चार्ज कर रहे हो? आई सेड, कर रही हूँ. I am not here to explain why am I charging X amount. This is what I'm doing for you. This is the money for my services. And he said, there is an XYZ person who will be doing all this, who can do all this in 5x less amount. आप जो ले रहे हो उससे आधे से भी कम में वो करके देंगे. And I said, how is that possible? How will someone work for you in pennies? And when he told me the name of that particular person, one, he isn't an architect. Number two, he is not even interior designer. Interior designer भी होता तो शायद वो ये काम कर सकता था, but no. He does not even have the diploma. Just a random person. Pinterest उठाया, options भेज दिए, एक पूरी बड़ी सारी टीम है लेबर की, and he is working in this sense. Can you imagine? And he actually uses architect in front of his name. This is the prefix. He uses this prefix, I don't know how. And zero,
You talk
zero
this.
actions taken.
I just went to a place. I clicked the picture as well.
Yes,
So that
I
is
have
really
seen that.
the new one. Is the new one. So I
Okay.
don't know whether you're able to see that or not. Can you see? I clicked this picture.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
see
yes.
the name?
Architecture. Oh my
Point.
God.
So yeah, I clicked this somewhere. So
आर्किटेक्ट ही लगा लेता
still
भाई.
your experience is quite understandable, right? If he's earning more with his, you can say less education and more proficiency, it's his, maybe you can say luck or hard work. What if I tell you that the topmost architect of Jaipur, I got his one of the project during lockdown because he was not responding to the client, and I got the entire lot, like entire project, because someone visited my website. He really liked what I used to do. He was actually, keen behind the Team Shunya journey and IIT journey, and he gave me the project. And when we were discussing about the rate, he actually told me that the person, I won't take the name, but he used to be somehow a very respected person in my heart. Like, and then I got to know that he's charging only 12 rupees a square feet. I got shocked. And then I did not believe. I did not believe on that. And then he actually showed me his messages, said, इससे ज़्यादा तो मैं आपको नहीं दे सकता ना. And he sent me the messages. I had to, convince myself कि ठीक है, इससे ज़्यादा तो ये मुझे देगा भी नहीं, because if that person is designing that house in this particular square feet, then I cannot. And then that Agar also have decided, it was almost 6,800 square feet villa and damn good villa of a jeweler. And he has decided that he'll be doing the entire interiors in just 95,000 something, like 95,000 something. So you can imagine that it's not just the diploma guys. They are just the next chain of the link, because they knew that few of the people are doing these kind of things and they are getting projects as well. So they just, because कभी भी ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा मोस्टली इन द इनिशियल केसेस कि एक जो आपका क्या बोलते हैं उसे, आप स्प्राउट से मोट बना लो. मोट में स्प्राउट लगता है ना, स्प्राउट से आप मोट नहीं बनाओगे,
नहीं बना
वो
सकते.
मोट स्प्राउट निकलेगा, राइट? सो वो ये पूरी चेन वही है, वो अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं जो आप कर रहे हैं, एंड उनको ये पूरा लिंक पता है. सो व्हाट पीपल आर, दे आर एक्चुअली हायरिंग डिप्लोमा होल्डर्स, लेस सैलरीज, एंड दे आर टेलिंग देम दैट आप बाहर भी काम कर सकते हो, हम आपको नहीं रोक रहे हैं. They are adopting the skills कि कैसे काम करना है. They are taking projects. Even few of the people, they are designing hospitals in less than 40,000, 50,000, and they are getting the projects in bulks.
This
So
is the
किसी को
reason
एक,
why we are not getting good projects.
we are crying for the bigger projects. Now people are designing projects which are virtual, not realistic, and getting paid in crores,
I
millions, billions.
know, I know.
Metaverse, right? Yeah. So just imagine, maybe someone with that, mental destruction have thought that, people have actually destroyed this holy field, and then I don't want to design in the earth. People might have thought. लोग हंसे होंगे उस पे कि ये धरती पे डिजाइन नहीं करेगा, अरे वाह. And he actually started designing in some other world, right? And now Facebook, Zaha, these architects, everyone in, everyone is behind that particular universe. So that is where actually uh, opportunities are getting shaped. So similar manner, just imagine the person who uh, might have bought a Bitcoin in, I think, 1800 rupees used to be the price, right? So yeah, that time 1800 rupees जिसने खरीदा होगा, टुडे इट्स, अभी करंटली इट्स 33 lakhs, बट किसी टाइम पे 53 भी हुई थी. जस्ट इमेजिन while his parents were telling him कि ये क्या पैसा लगा रहा है, कौन सी वेस्ट चीज में लगा रहा है, and he was
ऐसे बर्बाद
just
कर रहा है.
eat the lace chips and पलंग पे पड़ा होगा, खा रहा होगा, उसके दोस्त बोल रहे हैं घर वालों के पैसे उड़ा रहा है, लगा रहा है. And now he might be having the same lace chip in his Lamborghini, right? So he was visionary. In the similar manner, people who have started working for the metaverse or for these kind of things, because when you are frustrated with the system, you don't try to change it. Matlab, there are things that you try to change the system, but I feel the system is very big, so you try to find or grab some other opportunities if the one thing is not working with you. Even if the people who started working for with the art or with the caricatures during the lockdown time, their pages have more followers than mine, right? So it's just about the vision. Like, you start something, keep the vision alive, keep on imagining what it could be, and then keep on investing your time and somehow smartly the money, it would work for you. Then you don't need to wait for the clients and all. And trust me, the new parameters that are coming for the architecture are having the younger clients, going through the same situation or maybe went through the same situation that you have faced. So they
Yeah,
might be having psychological sympathies with you, that what you have faced.
true.
So they would never cheat you on the money basis, they would never cheat you on the design basis, and they would never try to do something bad which they might have feel as well, right? So it's just the kind of psychological matching that once you'll get, it'll work for you for sure. So मैं होप खोना वोना तो मतलब नहीं है, मैंने तो बहुत खोई है, यू वोंट बिलीव. मैं 15-15 किलोमीटर बाइक चला चला के 700-700 रुपए की वैल्यूएशन करने भी गया हूँ. ट्रस्ट मी, आई एम नॉट किडिंग इट. आफ्टर डूइंग माय मास्टर्स फ्रॉम बोहास, after being an IIT, I tried to try my luck in valuation as well, because I have the license of the valuation. So I've also been to the you know um, deep outskirts of Jaipur, doing some kind of valuation for some Gujar bhai or Jat bhai, like for their land. प्राइवेट कंपनी अप्लाई करा हुआ है, और वो इतनी दूर है उधर तक जाना, एंड द फीस इज ओनली 700 रुपीज. एंड कई बार मिल, कई बार नहीं मिलना. सो आई हैव डन दैट एज वेल. From that part to being in the, I think, most luxurious hotels on my own expenses and on my clients' expenses. So all these kind of things maybe teach me a lot towards what vision I used to have and what vision you can, right? And that's what. And ठीक है, जो भी हुआ, जो I feel that whatsoever I have done, maybe I have done to the best जो मैं कर सकता था. आगे भी जो कर सकता हूँ वो बेस्ट करूँगा. एंड वन मोर थिंग दैट आई एक्चुअली फील that people lack at traveling. So I felt that मैं बहुत कम ट्रैवल करा. एंड इवन आई फील कि पूरे 5 साल में कम से कम आपको 500 जगह तो घूमनी ही चाहिए. पर ईयर आपको 100 जगह से ऊपर घूमनी चाहिए. एंड उसमें जी भर के स्केचेस बनाओ, सब कुछ करो. मतलब इवन इफ यू आर डूइंग गोइंग फॉर द फन, जस्ट डू दैट. एंड दैट इज वेयर आई लैक करंटली एज वेल. एंड बीच में वो फेज आया था दैट बिकॉज आई ट्रैवल लॉट मेनी कंट्रीज, कि मैं बहुत घूमा, मैंने बहुत सोलो ट्राई करा, मैंने बहुत एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन किया. देन बीइंग अ गाय, यू हैव मेनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑन यू. You find many people, you have to answer them. There would be lot many people in the family would be asking you कि क्या कर रहा है, क्या नहीं कर रहा. And then somehow those, you plan for things, and then 10 days बाद जाऊंगा, 20 days बाद जाऊंगा, and then the responsibilities, they keep on arising, and your travel plans, they keep on cutting kind of things. But at that moment there has to be that mind set कि मुझे निकलना ही है तो निकलना ही है. Traveling is necessity. And if you don't travel, if you are lacking at English, it is fine. If you're lacking at software, if you're experimenting many software, even that's fine. But if you are not traveling, it's not fine. Keep on traveling.
True. So you travel and you learn what you see. You learn from what you see actually. आप साइट विजिट करोगे तो शायद टेक्निकलिटीज ज्यादा सीख पाओगे. सिर्फ ड्राइंग्स बना के नहीं सीख पाओगे, वहां
Obviously, if
जाके
I get a
आपको
project
देखना
of
पड़ेगा कि आपने जो डिजाइन किया है वो एक्चुअली बन कैसे रहा है.
in a normal incident है, like while coming from Jaipur to Hyderabad, भोपाल नीचे आता है, ठीक है, फ्लाइट से आता है तो भोपाल नीचे आता है. सो आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग माय फ्रेंड दैट मेरे को भोपाल जाना है, तो बोले कि तू कहता है ये जाता थोड़ा है काइंड ऑफ. लेकिन मैं जाऊंगा जाऊंगा इस बार तो पक्का जाऊंगा, बिकॉज बीच में इतने ट्रेवल्स हो गए, मैं जाऊंगा जाऊंगा कि तू जाता नहीं है. बट इमेजिन दैट इफ आई गेट अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ भोपाल, समवन कॉल्स मी फ्रॉम भोपाल एंड सेज कि मेरा मेरा घर बनाना है, देन आई वुड बी जस्ट फिगरिंग आउट कि भोपाल में घर कैसे होते हैं. बट मैंने ट्रैवल किया होता तो आई वुड बी एबल टू आंसर कि यार हाँ ठीक है, ऐसा ऐसा करके ऐसा ऐसा हो जाएगा. बिकॉज बीइंग एन आर्किटेक्ट और एन आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट, यू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. आपको छोटी चीजें दिखने लगती हैं, आपको लोगों के वॉलपेपर घटिया लगने लगते हैं, उनके घरों में विंडोज आपको अच्छी लगने लगती है, काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट. सो वो सारे ऑब्जर्वेशन जो होते हैं ना, वो आपके काइंड ऑफ मान के चलो, जैसे लिटमस पेपर जो होता था ना, उसमें कलर ऐसा ऑब्जर्व हो जाता है ना, वैसा आपको ऑब्जर्व हो जाता है, यू कैन नॉट रिमूव दैट.
So
तो
this is
दैट
this this is actually very funny. I have been living in Jaipur from past 5 years, I guess 5 years now, but still I am taking projects from my hometown. I am from MP. So when you said Bhopal, वो खुशी हो गई कि अच्छा हाँ MP की बात हो रही है.
भोपाल.
No, not from Bhopal, but near Bhopal. I am from Jabalpur, MP. So I have many projects from MP. But राजस्थान जयपुर के अभी भी इतने नहीं है. जयपुर के एक आध दो, अजमेर का एक आध है. बट आई हैव अ बंडल ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स फ्रॉम जबलपुर. सो एक एक रीजन है होम टाउन बार बार जाने का कि वहाँ प्रोजेक्ट्स चल रहे हैं, वहाँ काम चल रहा है. सो दिस इज व्हेन यू सेड कि जब आप देखते हो चीजें तो शायद आप इजी डिजाइन कर पाते हो. जब आप किसी जगह पर गए ही नहीं हो, चेन्नई तमिलनाडु गए ही नहीं हो, वहां का प्रोजेक्ट कैसे करोगे? दिस
अरे
इज
इंटरव्यू
द
के बीच में
पॉइंट.
सब्जी काटना अलाउड है क्या?
हाँ.
सब्जी वब्जी काटना अलाउड है इंटरव्यू के बीच में?
सब कुछ करना अलाउड है.
चलो, खाना नहीं बनाया,
कोई बात नहीं,
सब्जी
आप
तो काट लो कम से कम बात
सब
करके.
कुछ कर सकते हैं. ये दिखाना बहुत जरूरी है कि चाहे आप आर्किटेक्ट हो या कोई भी दिग्गज हो, घर के काम आपको करने पड़ते हैं.
I
Quickly wrap this up. Coming back to the interview.
yeah.
thank thank you so much for sharing so many things. I hope कि ये सारी knowledge से जो आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट्स हैं इनको कुछ तो समझ आया होगा कि अगर हम आर्किटेक्चर में एंटर हो रहे हैं तो क्या होता है, या अगर हम ऑलरेडी हैं तो अब इसके बाद क्या है. व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू आफ्टर योर बैचलर्स. ऑल्सो द पेंडेमिक हैज स्टार्टेड अगेन. द कोरोना वायरस साहब हैज अराइव्ड अगेन. So you have to be very sure about what you are going to do because you need to start it right away. I hope not, but maybe lockdown will hit again. So you have to think about it. Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you for sharing so much of knowledge which you have. And we are very happy to be talking to you, to be talking to someone who has represented the country into an architecture level. This is so good to be saying.
मतलब I feel कि when someone is taking interview with me, it needs at least 2-3 days of continuous talking to actually get to know what I feel about this field, what journeys I have. So but I still I'm liking that we actually summed up the entire thing in 2 hours. Oh my god, almost 2 hours. So yeah, so 2 hours. But yeah,
Okay,
thank
so
you a lot.
this was really good, and thank you so much for giving us so much of time, so much of your dinner time. Sorry for that. But of course, I we would love to talk to you again. We would love to hear your lot more stories again, so that we can learn many things more from you.
Anytime, anytime. I would love to share what I know anytime.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back with a new video very soon. This was unfortunately the last episode of Learn with Architects. Drop your questions if you have any. Drop your मन की जो भड़ास है वो सारी निकाल दो. We are going to sit again with
Valuable feedback.
maybe another architect and answer all your questions. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Bye.